Evening all, big welcome. We're going to be a couple of minutes past 7:15, just waiting for the last few people to join. The chat room is open. We have one of the Race Me team, Saeed, is in there. He will be answering any questions to the best of his ability. And then anything I will run over later at the end of the race briefing. My name is John. I'll be the race director for your race this weekend on Sunday, February the 20th. If you have any questions, pop them in the chat. And again, I can go through anything at the end of the race briefing. Should be about 20-25 minutes long. We're going to rattle through quite quickly. I know a lot of you are busy, got things going on this week, and we don't want to take up too much of your time, particularly if you are trying to put some people to bed or cook dinner. We'll be getting going in probably a couple of minutes, so still time to grab a drink, some water, hydration, anything. We recommend Monviso if you are looking for water. We will be with you very shortly to start the JLL Triathlon Race 2 briefing. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we? Hope you're well. Wishing you all a tremendous Thursday evening. Thanks for joining the race briefing here at Race Me HQ. We will ask you to please try and keep your microphones on mute for the duration, and then I will answer questions at the end and allow anyone to ask me a question, as well as go through the race briefing again. So you're here because you signed up for the JLL Triathlon Race 2. Big thanks to a lot of you who have accommodated the move. We tried to move the event into a period where people were more able to participate due to the Ironman that's coming on March 5th, as well as a very busy March calendar for triathlon. So we do hope you enjoy the race. We certainly enjoy hosting it, particularly at this wonderful venue in Dira. The team as well, particularly busy at the moment. We have a number of races happening throughout February and March. Some of the big ones up and coming that you might like to have a look at: Dubai Canal Run on the 26th of February. Then we also have the Giant Duathlon on the 27th. That's a great little race, bike run. We're going to be at Al Qudra track for that one, so I would urge you to go check it out. You can access all of these on our website. Then after the Giant Duathlon on the 27th, we're over to the Palm with Commercial Bank of Dubai for the Commercial Bank of Dubai Run on the Palm. That's a half marathon event, as well as 10-kilometer, 5-kilometer distances. So a lot going on, and of course, you're all going to be focused on the triathlons. As I said, it's a very busy March. We have Ironman, of course, Mamsar, and then the Oceanic Triathlon happening on the 26th of March, which we would all ask you to come take a look at. It's actually a sports festival weekend. There's a triathlon, there's a separate run race, a separate swim race, and a separate bike race. So if you don't want to do the full triathlon, there's one of something for everybody at that one. So anyway, without further ado, we'll push on into the race briefing. That's what you're all here for. We'll share the pins for all of the events for the event this weekend to you later, but you can also have a look on the website, Caroline. All of the locations are there, as well as the race information pack. The location you can find there. Otherwise, go to Google, Dira Islands. If you search for the Riu Hotel, RIU Hotel in Dira, and that will take you straight there. Before we get into the maps, and I will show you exactly where it is on a map as well, I'd like to obviously say special thanks to JLL. This is JLL Middle East North Africa division, one of the leading, if not the global leader in property. And with them, we are able to put these events on safely, securely, year after year. One of the biggest investors in triathlon in the region, as well as the commercial property side of things. So a big thanks to them. Of course, a big thanks to the Dubai Sports Council and the Triathlon Federation for making these events possible for you here in the UAE. And I would also like to thank Oakley, our season partner for glass eyewear, and of course, Monviso water. If you are looking for some hydration or for your household goods, we recommend Monviso. We like the water, the cool feeling, and hydrating as we give our participants the needs when they are out on the run course. Again, last thanks goes to Nikhil. They let us use this venue. It's very safe, roads are closed, very fast bike course. If it is your first time, if you've been here before, then you will know what I'm talking about. It's a lot of fun, it's a great course, and we're really excited to be back up there again on Sunday with all of you. Quick little check and chat around the corona, the safety of the event. We still are adhering to face masks and social distancing. These are two areas that we would ask at all times. When you come to the swim to start your race, please stick to the cones on the ground. They are all 2 meters apart. There is no need to shepherd all to the entrance of the swim. I will stop the swim and that will pause the event, allow some people to get ahead of you. But if you do crowd the swim start, then I am going to have to ask you to all take a step back and get back onto your social distancing cones that are on the floor. Again, face masks. Please keep a face mask on at all times. That includes coming to the swim start pen. Bring a disposable mask with you. You will need that right until you enter the water. There is a disposable bin to put the mask in, and we will not let you into the swim pen holding area until you have a mask on. If we see you walking around without masks, we will advise you to put one on. We have lots at the event, particularly at the finish line for when you finish. So no excuse not to wear one. Please respect the staff. If they ask you to do anything around this, social distancing or masks, that's their job. I've asked them personally to do it, and they are just passing on my words. If you have a problem with wearing a mask, please come and see me. I will happily escort you out of the venue. So what we shall get on to first is the start times. We have the Olympic start time at 6:45 in the morning. The sprint will go half an hour after them at 7:15, the super sprint at 8:30, and then the kids race will be at 9 in the morning. Your bike racking times: Olympic 5:45 to 6:30, the sprint 6:30 to 7 a.m. and the kids in super sprint distance will go bike racking at 7:50 to 8:10 in the morning. So just 20 minutes for you guys. So please be prepared. When you do rack your bike, I would ask that you get in and get out very quickly. It is an open race course. There will be people racing while you are racking your bike. So please keep your wits about you at all times, particularly in transition. We have segregated all of the different distances into various areas. That is denoted by your bib number. Don't worry, we took care of that. You just make sure that you're not preventing anyone from going as fast as they can when they come through transition. That would be a big help for me and of course your fellow athletes. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and we're going to start running through where things are, what to look out for, the various routes. And again, I can go through all of these with you at the end of the event, so please do not worry. Personalized service here, so just hang on to the end and then we can answer any questions. So you will be coming to Deira Islands, which you can see at the top of my screen. That should give you a location. My mouse is hovering around this. So if we zoom into Deira, you can start to see the road systems. There is the new mall being built. We will have control of the island on Saturday and Sunday. We ask you not to come to the venue when we're setting up. You will be asked not to be in the area. There is a lot of things happening our side, and the last thing we want is lots of you walking around. You are able to view and stay at the 2 new hotels which are built there. If you'd like to know more information about them, you can Google. It's Rio Hotel and I believe Centrara next door. So this is our little race destination for the weekend. I am now going to pull up an overview of that for you. So what you can see here are the two routes that are important. The blue is the bike and the red is the run. We'll come back to this in just a bit. I would like to just bring up the first part of the event, which is your arrival onto the island. So I am going to just annotate a little bit here, kind of helps everyone know where they're coming. So you will actually be coming from this direction over the bridge. When you drive onto the islands, we will then direct you to the right. You'll continue down this road, and then you will come into the main way for the bikes and the runs. When you drive down here, you'll do a U-turn, and then you will come into this side of the parking. Now, I will just show you how the parking will happen, because we often find people getting there very early to get the best parking space, and therefore you don't have to walk as long as you would. Just to give you a proportion of what we're talking about, car parking is almost 1 kilometer in distance. So the earlier you get there, the better position you'll have for parking. We will actually start all of the parking. I will show you right now. We will start the parking here. First car goes this way, then 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 this way. And we will continue the parking all the way down until we get to the end here. And then depending on how many cars arrive, we will then start parking on this side of the road like this. So the earlier you come, the sooner you will be at this area or this end, and that is a much shorter walk up into transition for you. So when we are coming into the venue, you will see the what we call the registration tent, but there's no need to register because you will have all got your bib numbers off of the website. The link will be put into the messages now in case you don't know what it is. It is www.raceme.ae/123. That is a quick link to the registration. And there you can see all your bib numbers. That is where the video will be put after this race briefing of the race briefing, so you can come back and check and look at the routes and double check if you missed anything or if I may have missed anything. However, when you turn up in the morning, we'll have registration tent here. All you need to do is remember your bib number and tell them your bib number when you walk in. You will then walk in around the roads up here, and then you will enter transition. This is transition here. So you will come into transition, remember, as quickly as possible, please, whilst maintaining social distancing, as well as ensuring you have a mask on. Find your bike, let's say it is here. And when I say bike, I mean your bike racking position, and that is your bib number. And on the number, we'll have your chip, your timing chip, and a race bag. And inside the race bag will be your bib and some safety pins. Please bring a race belt if you like to race with a race belt. Otherwise, use the safety pins to put your bib on your attire. Please, it is almost every event I remind people that they are not to wear their bib in the water. If you are wearing a wetsuit and it is wetsuit optional, you do not need to pin your bib to that. In fact, I would advise you not to do it. So when you have racked your bike on your bib number, I'm stressing it again, it is the one thing that I would like each and every one of you to do for me, apart from the social distancing and the face masks, is to remember your bib number. Go online and get it now, and you can then come prepared to find your bike. You would not believe how many people turn up and ask, what's my bib number? Plenty of time, it's all been emailed to you and it's online. The staff do not have the time in the morning to remember or find 500 plus people's bib numbers. So please do get that and make the effort to find your bib number. So once you come into transition, you'll rack your bike on the X. We then ask you to continue walking out of transition this way, and you will come up to the swim start, which will be on the beach in this area here. So this will be the swim. And we ask you to walk this way out of transition just so you can familiarize yourself with the bike course because you will be biking out of here as well. But make your way to the swim and then you can start the swim. I'm just going to show you another document that I have, which again I will put online afterwards, which highlights the race village. So I just have to remember where I stored it. Here we go. So this is an overview of what we're discussing today: parking, walking through the transition like we just discussed, and then to the swim start. The swim start will consist of a pattern like this for the Olympics, and this is 2 laps. So you will start where the clock is and it says start. You will swim out round the first buoy, then to the second buoy, then you will turn right, you will loop around this 3rd buoy and come back towards the start. So these buoys that are marked here, I am going to again annotate because I find it easier to explain. These buoys here that I'm putting across are the big white buoys that say "Race Me" on them. They're huge, you can't miss them, they're great for sighting, and you can find them no trouble. Then we have a small Red Bull buoy, which is this buoy here, and this is again used for sighting. The Olympics, you're going to be doing 2 laps of this 750-meter course. So you will swim out, around, and then you will come back and pass the buoy for your 2nd lap. You do your 2nd lap, and then on your 2nd lap, you use the Red Bull one to come back into the beach. So 2 laps for Olympic, and then we will put the sprints in. Sprints will be 1 lap of the same course, and then the super sprints changes slightly. So you will just go out round the 2 buoys and then back round the small Red Bull one, and the kids will just be these 2 buoys. Don't worry, I will go over the swim course on the day before you go into the water. I will ask you 3 times if everyone understands the course. It can be very different from looking at it on a computer screen versus standing on the beach looking out to the buoys at the sea. So don't worry, we will go through it before the swim start as well. This document, as I said, will be online at raceme.ae/123. We'll put that link in the chat now. So you can have a look at it, and then you will be able to get familiarized with everything online. Please bear in mind as well, just while we touch on being online, if you go onto the RaceMe website, you can see the download race info brochure here. If you click on this, again, here is more information about the race. We ask you to familiarize yourself with everything in this document. It will help you in your race, getting to the venue, understanding the course, etc., etc. So back to the Google Maps. You have just done your swim, and then you will be coming back in to transition. So I think for this period purpose, again, just to make it clear, the swim will be up here. You'll be coming back out of the water this direction. You'll be running along the road, and then you will come into transition. This is where you will get your bike after your swim. This is where you must put on your bike helmet, and you must also please put on your bib. We will not let you leave transition without your bib or your bike helmet. Very, very important. So when you come out of transition, you will turn right, and then at the top, you will turn left, and then you will be on the bike route. You will come all the way along here. You will follow the route and the other bike riders, and we will continue off around the course. So I will now jump back to the overview that we saw a little bit earlier. And here we have the route. So the bike route is the one in blue. And as I said, this is the transition area. So when you come from the water, you will come running across and into transition. Oh, look, please note, there is a crossing. It is a cross between the swimmers and the bikers. We will have staff to guide you at that point, but at the same time, I would ask, please be adherent to the crossing. Forget the annotation here, but on my map, you can see this zebra crossing. This is where you'll be coming from the swim, across the zebra crossing, and then down the road. So let's jump back onto the overview. And here we are again, back to me and my annotation. So you will come out of transition on the blue line, you will come up to the top, and we will start your first lap on the bike. You'll go this direction, everything will be coned. Those Olympic swimmers that will be first out of the water, there will be a lead car directing you. You will go all the way along this blue lap, and then you will come back to where you started. At this point, you have to make a choice. Do you do more laps, or have you finished and you come into transition? If you do more laps, then you will be continuing on for your second lap. If you are done with your laps, then you will turn, follow the road down into transition at the bottom. We'll go back to the map here so you can see a little more clearly. So you'll be coming up this road, and then you will either turn to go on for more laps, or you will turn on the roundabout and come down back into transition. So big question, and this gets everyone every time. How many laps will you be doing? So if you are doing super sprint, sprint, or Olympic, it is a 6.5 kilometer lap. So you will either be doing, you'll either be doing 6 laps if you're on Olympic, you'll be doing 3 laps if you're on sprint, or you'll be doing 2 laps if you are on super sprint. 2 laps, 13 kilometers, 3 laps, 19.5 kilometers, and 6 laps is 39 kilometers. Please familiarize yourself with this document, as well as the race information pack, which is online. We looked at this a little bit earlier just to focus you. Here's your bike course. Olympic, 40 kilometers. It's actually 39.5. It's 6 laps. The kids we will come to in a bit at the end of the course. The bike course sprint, 20 kilometers, 3 laps. And then the super sprint is 13 kilometers, 2 laps. Please count your laps. We ask if you do have a Garmin, we will come and ask you for that Garmin data if there are any anomalies in your time. So please make sure you press the start button, and you also remember to press the transition button when you enter in and out of transition. Okay, so we have now done the swim. We've transitioned onto the bike, and now we are going to go onto the run. So the run route is the red, and I think just for this purposes, I'll jump back to the map because it's a good one for us to demonstrate on. So when you have come in on your bike, you'll be coming in like this on your bike, and into transition, you will then find your number on the bike rack, and you will transition into your running. Please remember to leave your helmet on your bike, but take your bib with you. So you will then come running out. Instead of going right, you will turn left here, and you will run along this way. Again, this will all be marked, coned. You cannot get lost. You'll cut across here, excuse me, come around here, and then you will be off on your way for your run. Now, I know that looks a little bit complicated, but trust me, on the actual day, at the time, all of these areas will be marshaled. They will also be coned and taped, so you can only go one direction. So just follow the road, follow the cones, and you will be merrily on your way for the run. Now, if we jump back to the overview of the venue, you can see your run route here. So you will be coming, as I said, out of transition, following the red. You will then come all the way down, around, follow the red inner on a clockwise pattern until you come back to this area, which is, again, where you have to make a decision. Do I do more laps, or am I done? So the red loop here is actually 5 kilometers. So if you are doing Olympic, you will be doing 2 laps. If you are doing sprint, it is 1 lap. And if you are doing super sprint, it's half a lap. So super sprint, pay attention. You will not be doing a full lap. You will be making a turn point at this junction corner here. So this is where you need to head back to the finish. There will be a sign that says super sprint turn here, plus there'll be one of my staff members saying super sprint turn here. So please make sure if you're doing super sprint, you know your distance and you will be turning at this junction. Okay, now aid stations on the run course. Just to point them out to you, there are 3. The first one will be at this point here. The second one will be somewhere at this point here. And the third one will be at this point here. I may have actually just overstepped my actual location of them. First one will be here. Second one will be more here, sorry. And the third one will be here if you're doing a second lap to take it. Those are the 3 aid stations. They're roughly every 2 kilometers. So please, again, if you are planning your hydration, make sure you use Monviso water. That is what will be at those aid stations, bottles only. Please, we have accommodated 1 per person, per lap, per pass of the aid station. You don't need to take 2. Please realize there are other people out on the course that will need the water as well. So that is the run all done. And the last thing you will have to do at this point is head to the finish line, get a decent photo from one of our photographers. We will have 3 on the course, as well as make sure you get over the finish line. So if I go back to the map, whilst we're on this overview map, you'll see that there is a turn back on yourself like this. I will just explain this in a little more detail here. So we're actually talking about this point on the course here. So you'll be, you will have come from transition this way, across here, along, back, and starting your run. If you are doing sprint or Olympic, you'll be coming this way. You will then come through here and head here, and we will have the finish line with the arches, the music, the water, Monviso water, of course, and medals, masks for your finish in this area here. So this will be the finish chute. So you will be coming this way on the way back in. Now, the super sprint guys will go along here. They will U-turn and come back, and then they will make the same turn to join this way. So this is only for super sprint runners. Everyone else will be coming from the opposite direction. So this will be sprint and Olympic. This is the finish line. You can't miss it. It's what you've been waiting for, and it's why you signed up for the triathlon. So that is pretty much an overview of the event. We've been through the swim, we've been through the bike, we've been through the run. A couple of things around etiquette, and that's aid station and transition. When you are in the transition, please, again, look out for your fellow athlete. We want to make sure that they are having as safe a race as you are. And the way you can help them is by being visual, looking around you, making sure you're not impeding or blocking their route. We will, after you rack your bike and transition closes in the morning, have a quick run through and make sure there are no bags, paraphernalia lying around that shouldn't be there. You have a blue Race Me bag hanging from the bike rack in the morning when you turn up to rack your bike. Inside that, please put all of your belongings. That way we know it's part of the race, we know it's yours, and you can put that on the actual bike rack, or you can move it to the side of the venue. The only thing that should be at your bib number on the bike rack is your bike, your helmet, your bib or race belt, and on the floor, your shoes. The blue bag can be hanging from the pole or to the side of the transition area, please. If you need a towel, please leave it on top of your bike. So when you turn up at your bike, you can then take it and use it very quickly. When you're done with it, please put it over the bike rack pole so it's not on the floor, it's not impeding. We have 500 plus bikes that we need to squeeze into that area. So there is room, there's not plenty of room, but if everybody leaves their articles of clothing and accessories on the floor, then we will have no room, and that will stop people from having a successful race. So please help us to help you make sure that's all tidied up. Aid station, again, please make sure that you take 1 bottle of water, and it is for the staff to put on the table, and then you take it from the table. We're still adhering to a lot of the DHA rules and regulations at the moment, that being one of them. Please ensure that there's no contact with any of the staff out on the course. There will be no sponges. Please don't dip any of your own personal items into the cooled water. You are just there to pick a bottle up and keep moving. Thank you very much for that. Please also remember the staff. The staff are there. A lot of them are there volunteering. They're there because they love it, and they make a great effort to do the best they can for you guys to give you a good, successful race. However, please do not ask the staff for directions. It is not up to them to tell you where to go. We'll have over 60 staff on the venue ground on race day, and only 20 of them probably will have been to the venue the day before. Therefore, there will be 40 people in a position ensuring your safety, not there to give you directions. The chances are they're not 100% sure where or what you need to be doing. They are merely there to point you in one direction, ensure your safety, and to make sure that there are no cars coming, and to stop traffic and be safe. It is your responsibility to know the routes. It is your responsibility to understand the routes and know where to go. Please know the race. There's a lot of information compiled online, the website, on emails, as well as the registration page, www.raceme.ae/123. Saeed will put that in the chat now so you can easily access it. And we will be very keen to see you all on Sunday morning. So the Olympics, remember, 6:45 a.m. swim start. That means bike racking from 5:45 to 6:30. The earlier you get there, the earlier you get there, the better parking space, which means the less distance you will run to. So for now, for the main race, that is the end of the race briefing. I will now go through the kids. It's a little more delicate. It requires a bit more attention, and then we can open up questions for anybody at the end, particularly if you're a parent looking to translate that to your child. You know them better than we do. You will understand what communication to give them. So from us at Race Me, we look forward to seeing you on Sunday morning. After the kids briefing next, we will give some time to questions, so stick around. The kids briefing will take no more than 5 minutes. But I'll go over in a bit more detail, and for most of you, you don't need to hear that. So if you are done, please drop out of the call, and then we will look to answer the questions at the very end. Okay, so now we're going to run on to the kids' briefings, and I will just get those documents lined up on my screen so you can see in a bit more detail exactly how and what is going to happen. Right, that's a good one. And I think also I will show you this as well. That's kids. There we go. All right. So for those who have kids or are participating, translating the kids, let's just share my screen so we can see. All right. So same bike racking in the morning, same position, same location, same entry. Please make sure the kids know their race number when you come through. Emirates ID is not necessary as long as you know your race number. And if we do need to ask you any questions regarding your identity because you might have picked up the wrong number, then we will do that. And please don't be alarmed if it's, well, I guess the first clue will be that your name is not on your bib. There will be someone else's name. So if that's the case, go and see one of the staff and they will be glad to help you. So kids, the swim. And again, don't worry if you're a parent. I take a lot of time in the morning to ensure all the kids know exactly where they're swimming. The other boys will be removed in the water, so there should just be 2 boys in the water that they will swim around pretty much in the direction that is shown on my screen. They swim it, they go in the water, they turn, they go around the boys, and then they come back out. 200 meters should be very, very easy for them. Okay, so as you know, as I said, this is the transition area. And for the kids, I'm just going to get my little pen again. So the kids will be coming out of the water, same route. They run along the road edge into transition. The kids' bikes, I think from memory, are going to be down the far end here. So they come all the way down through transition, they grab their bike, and then they come out on the bike. Same way, they come up here, and then they head off down in this direction. Okay, so I'm going to now just jump back to the overview of the bike. Here we go. Kids bike. Right. So this is the kids bike. It's 2.5 kilometers, and it's closed roads away from all the other cyclists. So fingers crossed, should be a fun little run, bike ride for them. So they come out of the transition, they come out to the top, they turn left, they come along this road, and then we come to this junction. Now, they will be keeping left. There will be one of my staff here ensuring that the bikes are keeping left. The adult bikes go off round this way and down here. So we want to try and avoid the kids doing that. We want to make sure that they stay left and they come on this inside road here. So they come around here, they come to this junction, they go left here. And again, don't worry, we will have this closed off so they can't come any further. They will come along here, around this first roundabout, all the way down. Then we have a tight turn here. They come back and they turn left here. Again, don't worry, this will be closed off so they can't go any other direction other than left. They will come down here. Again, don't worry, we will have this closed off so they can't go any other direction except left. They'll come back along here. We'll have this closed off as well, don't worry, so they can't go there. And then they come left. Again, don't worry, we will have this closed off here, don't you worry. And they will come back up to the top. This is the dismount line here for the kids. We will have a staff member here ensuring that they dismount and then they run back into transition. And that will be the 2.5 kilometer bike lap. So let's just clear the screen and then we can pull up the run for them. And that's on this one. I said clear the screen. There we go. So this is the run route. It's the same run route as the adults. Where's my draw? So their bikes, remember, they'll be coming this way on the bike and they'll come up here, dismount at this point, and then they will run back into transition. They will then change in their transition and then they will come back out on this new red line. Along the bottom here, following the adult, same run course, across, back round, and then they will run all the way down where they will make a U-turn and then they will come back into the finish this way. Now, if you have been on the adult, if you were on the adult map, then I want to just jump back here. There we go. So if you were on the adult, you will have seen that for the super sprint, the adults will be coming, as we just said, along here, across here, down here, and they'll be running all the way down here. Now, the adults will be turning at this point. The kids will be turning roughly at this point. So when my staff member here has moved all of the adults, he will then be walking down here and he will stand here waiting with a new sign that says kids turn here, and he will be then waiting. The kids will come running down, they will turn, then they will go running back across and to the finish. And that will be their run. Okay, so that is pretty much it. That's the kid course covered. I'm now going to stop sharing my screen. I'm going to allow people to allow participants to unmute themselves. Yep. Okay, so we'll now open the floor to any questions. Anything you'd like me to go over again. If you have anything I can answer, more than happy to do that. I'm just quickly running through the questions from the chat today. See if there's anything that I didn't cover. Where exactly is the race? I think we covered that, Caroline. It's up here. You can find it on Google. So you can either head for the Rio Hotel. That's what this is. If I show you the labels, there we go. So Hotel Rio or the Centara. Maybe I called that a different name earlier. I apologize if I did. But this is where you can Google, or you can get the pin off the website. If you come to the website, you can see, if you come down to the bottom, here is the pin. So you can click on the icon or this for a location. Armel, next day from Rackhalf, going to be hard. You are a hero. You'll be fine, buddy. Don't you worry. I'll have a nice cold drink on the finish line for you. Remember to hydrate, keep yourself moving. Will it be set up Saturday to view? Josh, no, it won't. No, you don't need to show ID. Saeed did the distances. Caroline, could we please have a quick look through the kids route? Just done that. Are there any other people, fan supporters allowed to come? Yep, absolutely, Philip. Anyone can come up to the venue. It's an open venue, lots of space to cheer. Please bring the whole family. Thank you. Okay, one more. Will there be signs for the kids? There are some signs, but really, Caroline, there's no need to have any. Everything on the bike is taped and marshaled, and the kids, the only sign that you have is the turnaround sign for the run, and there's also one of the staff members there. But please take your kid through the routes, show them. We'll share some of the documents on that raceme.ae/123. I'll put that into the chat now. I thought it was in there. So everything, including this race briefing, will be online to view there. Should we wear the same shoes for the bike and the run, or should we have two different pairs? Samir, that entirely depends on you. I don't know if you have cleats or special bike shoes, SBDs. If you do, I would advise having two pairs of shoes. If you are wearing trainers for flat pedals on your bike, as well as for the running, then just one pair of shoes, whatever you're most comfortable running in. Caroline, what time do you recommend we arrive for the kids race? Right, Caroline, so the kids race, whoops. If you come and have a look at the race briefing, I would urge you to have a look at this, read everything in here. You can see the times for the kids is here. Sorry, I thought I was sharing my screen. I'm not. So we'll come back to my screen. So you can see this is on the website, the JLL Triathlon. I will just put this into the link, so you can click on this race info pack here. All the information is here. So the kids start at 9 o'clock. They need to rack their bikes between 7:50 and 8:10 in the morning. So the bike needs to be there by 7:50, sorry, by 8:10. We urge you to come as early as you can. So if you aim to be on site for 7:45, you should be good. Okay. Can a fan also come into transition point? No. Sorry, Philip, it is only participants in transition. Family, friends, etc. are not allowed into transition. So please ensure that you do not let them follow you in there. That can result in a disqualification. You're there to rack the bike on your own, and then you leave. That's all part of the triathlon experience and the racing. All right, Armel, thank you. I think we've covered anything. If anyone wants to ask me a question, you can unmute yourself. I'll be here for another couple of minutes to answer those. Otherwise, please get yourself out of the chat room, and I can go home, have some dinner, and get a little bit of sleep before the morning.